So hopefully when the U.S. Department of Education releases that, it'll be a good day. Now, moving into next session. As I talked earlier, I believe the system is on the cusp of change. And let me be more specific. Chapter 39 of our Education Code is the section of the code that deals with sanctions of districts. It is where I become the mean old guy from TEA who sends in a monitor, who sends in a management team, who sends in a conservator, or God forbid, closes your school or your school district. In many cases, that system is effective. In many cases, it is not. And I have learned that potentially the better route in some cases is simply challenging a district to improve. And I'll mention a couple of examples. Several years ago, I was sitting at my desk and the mail came in for me to sign, and there was a letter ordering closure of a small West Texas school district. Now, I had never been to this school district, and I try not to order closure of a school district I've never been to. So I got on a plane, and I flew out there, and quickly discovered there was nothing wrong with the school district. Their students were fine. Their teachers were fine. They were serving their students properly. Their facilities were fine. They had a wonderful distance learning lab. They were small, and they were rural, and they were broke. That was it. And so rather than just do the easy thing and say you're closed and annexed to a district close by, I said, why don't we try something different? Get some assistance from another district or a service center. Have them do shared services arrangements. Help them with your budget. And as I was talking to the service center director that represents that district, I asked how that district was doing, and he said they're thriving, they have a fund balance, and they're just fine. So the difference between closure and non-closure was a signature away on my desk. And the fact that I was able to go out there and see the work that these people were doing changed my mind. I had another situation very recently you may have read about in the newspaper. I was basically told we need to close a school district. Now, I went to the school district, and the school district was not in as good shape. There was serious physical problems on the campus in terms of student safety and health that I saw. Mold, that type of thing. Science labs in desperate need of repair. And rather than simply annex them to another school district, which was on the list to do, when I started to read the comments of some board members from some of the other districts that said, we don't want those kids, it made me realize that those kids might not be better served annexed to another school district. So I challenged that school district to a list of things that I thought that they needed to do to get their school district back up and running. And are there representatives of Fremont ISD here? Anybody? I don't see anybody. Raise your hand. Anybody? Back over here. There's Ernest. Ernest, I want to thank you and your board for accepting that challenge, because I think you guys are going to make it. And I've seen the determination in you and your board, and you will have every bit of help that I can give you in making sure that your district stays afloat and that you're serving your students to the best of your ability. Thank you very much. I think we need to re-examine Chapter 39, and I've talked to House members about that, and I think we need to rethink some of the interventions that we do, because in some cases they work, in some cases they do not. I also believe that next session there will be a backlash against standardized testing. Captain Obvious says so.